What's going on, people? It's sad that black Americans in 2018 is extremely gullible, man. It's easy for black people to eat up everything that someone feeds them in the name of blackness, regardless of their true nature, their true belief, regardless of who they are. As long as you're speaking what black people want to hear, they're happy. Now, I had just finished watching The Breakfast Club yesterday. I watched it yesterday. And they were talking about the comment that Hillary Clinton made about they all look alike. And it's interesting to me that the same female that they invited on their show, the same female that had hot sauce in her purse, pandering to black people, making mockery of black people right in front of their face, and they let it slide. Now the same female made a comment about black people all looking alike. Charlemagne, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee, all of them gave her a pass. They justified her saying what she's saying. And it's sad because the person that speaks out wrongly don't ever have to defend themselves, because black people will defend them for them. They don't have to get up there and clarify what they mean, because black people will do it for them. Now, Don Lemon made a comment regarding white men, and I'm watching on my timeline on Facebook, and all the black people that's saying amen, and he's telling the truth, and they're in agreement with him. But at the same time, Don Lemon said that white men are the biggest terrors. But at the same time, his so-called lover is a white man. So how does his lover feel about him making that comment? Now, when I posted a photo of Don Lemon and his alleged lover on Facebook, well, the black females and the black dudes started justifying it. But it don't matter who his lover is, they say, as long as he's speaking the truth, right? That's the mindset of many black Americans today. And I'm going to make a video on that topic. And because it's quite strange to me. I mean, just sitting back, observing, just watching, just listening. And it's like we laid down and went to sleep and woke up, and we're living in a parallel universe. And I spoke on this in prior videos. It's like we're living in a parallel universe and we're dealing with different people. It's weird. And I wish I can explain it the way I see it, but it's strange to me, because even people that I did not even expect to think this way, they're thinking this way. Like this one brother I knew from this church I used to attend, and his mind was pretty solid at one time. His way of thinking was quite sane. But I made a comment on Facebook about the illegal immigrants, the caravan that's coming over here. And then he responded and says, and keep in mind, this is after I had just got done saying that blacks are still on the bottom. There's a lot of homeless black people. There's a lot of black families that's considered poor. But it's funny that black Americans will put illegal immigrants before themselves. And they would fight and defend these illegal immigrants that don't even like them. But they will fight and defend them. And then once they let these people in, black people will still be on the bottom, crying and complaining. But yet, you let them in here. you gave them. That's like somebody coming into my house and I choose to feed them over my family. Now my sons are grown now, but just say when they were little, or even use my granddaughter as an example. I invite all of these strangers in off the street and feed them, and my granddaughter is going without. That's how I view this. But he came back and defended the illegal immigrants, and said, well, immigrants can't tell immigrants that they can't come in. Now he's referring to white people that don't belong here or that took over this land. But at the end of the day, they control everything. Regardless of how much history you try to bring from the past, and regardless of how much you try to justify it and say they're immigrants too, and this is a nation of immigrants, but there's a right way and a wrong way of doing things. There's a right way and a wrong way of coming into this country. I had to go through hell to get a driver's license that's made like a passport where I can go into Canada. I had to present all of these documents. I had to look for stuff. I had to have envelopes with my address on it, utility bills. I had to prove my identity to them. But then you got somebody who don't live here can just come in illegally, and we supposed to just move out of the way because this is a nation of immigrants. The white man is an immigrant. Everybody's an immigrant. So therefore, just let these strangers come in. And I read a news article yesterday, and I saw the video where they said that they found that there were like several ISIS terrorists that were among these people. And it could be a fear tactic. It could be a fear tactic. We don't know. But it's funny that you're willing to put your children aside. You're not even thinking about your own children, your own family. But yet you're defending people that you don't even know. And when I say, like, look, they're taking away from your children and your grandchildren. Your tax dollars are paying for this. They come back with immigrants can't tell immigrants that they can't come in. Are you kidding me? So, I mean, the mindset of black people is insane. And it makes no sense to me. Now, Don Lemon made this comment, and I think that a lot of what Don Lemon says is just a vice or a ploy to feed on the negative anger. Because there's good anger too. There's righteous anger. There's righteous anger, and then there's unrighteous anger. But he puts out information that feeds on the anger of black people that don't even relate to black people. Now he'll talk about racism, xenophobia, all of these phobias, and he'll talk about the white man, and the biggest terror is the white man. But at the same time, he goes home to a white man every night. He screws a white man, and a white man screws him. But yet he gets on the media and talk about the white man, and he makes it sound like he's convicted in what he says. I'm gonna play this for you and just watch his expression and listen to how he say it. But it's a vice, man, to make black people angry, keep black people on the demon crap plantation. He don't want you to leave that plantation. The media is controlling you, and you just can't see it. So I'm going to play this for you and listen to what he says. And watch how he looks like he means what he say. And black people are feeding into it. And they're not even thinking like, look, he couldn't even get him a black man. See, because we talk about black women. If a black woman decides to go date a white man, you got black men that would jump all over her talking about, you know, she could have got a black man, you know, she's a sellout, you know, and call her all of these kind of racial names, you know, a bedwench. And vice versa. If a black man decided to date a white woman, then you got black females that's talking about you couldn't get a black woman, and then they start putting down the white woman, and they start putting down the black man. Start calling him a sellout and Uncle Tom. But then you got this gay dude, this gay black dude, that can get on national television and speak that pro-blackness, black power, power to the people, this white supremacist white man is a terror. And then at the end of the day, he goes home to this white dude that he screwed, and this white dude screws him. So I'm going to play this for you, and then you feedback and tell me what you think. Check this out.
So we have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized.
Now, he said white men, and then he said most of them is radicalized, because you had black females on Facebook that was justifying it and saying, well, he didn't say all white men. You know, did you read the article? Did you watch the video? He didn't say all white men, but he said all white men, and then he said most of them. Most of who? Most of those white men that he's talking about. White men in general. This is right after he just got done saying, you know, don't put everybody in the same category, don't judge everybody, and then he turned around and said white men are the biggest terror. Whether you believe it's true or not, the point is he's being hypocritical. And I can't take him serious. Check it out.
To the right. And we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel ban on them. There is no ban on, you know, they have the Muslim ban. There is no white guy ban.
He said there's no white guy ban. He didn't specifically say a white supremacist white guy. And look at the other guy's face. Look at his face. And he's trying to hold his composure, right? But this is all a vice, man, to feed on the emotions of black people and others. And it's like people are under a trance. And I mentioned this in videos of the past. People are under a trance. Everybody is falling in line with the beast. And it's scary, man. I mean, just sitting back observing and listening to people. It has gotten to the point, man, where I don't even debate or argue with anybody no more, because it's useless. It's senseless. Because regardless of how much you try to show them common sense information right before their eyes, they can't see it, or they refuse to see it. And they will fight you skin, nails, and teeth to hold on to those brainwashed views. Let's see if there's any more information.
So what do we do about that? So, and first of all, let me just say this. Maurice Stollard is the name, and Vicky Jones, and they have been lost in all of this. Two people who were killed on Wednesday that you talked about. They have been lost about this, and I know that people feel that this story has not gotten enough coverage, and we will honor them tonight in our program. But go on, Chris, sorry.
Good. No. I'm going to do it in the closing. You're making the right point, you're covering the right story, and I appreciate you for that.